Hey guys, how are you? There we go. Can y'all hear me? Thumbs up if you can. Here, Kelly, she's saying, yep, awesome. Just dousing myself in some oils right now and CBD. Welcome, come on in. While everyone's joining, we have a chat feature on the right-hand side. It's at the bottom of your screen. It's a little chat bubble that you can click that and you can ask questions. Let us know what you're oiling up with tonight. What oils are you loving today? I know every day could be something different, right? Share where you're joining from. We are going to be talking all about the liver tonight. I'm so excited you all are joining because all the live viewers tonight are going to have a chance to, I'm picking 2 people that are joining live to receive my In Tune Hormone book that'll guide you through a little bit about what we're talking about tonight, a little bit more in detail, and you can have that and write in it. And if you are not one of the lucky recipients, we do have a version of this in our hormone teachable class. If you're not familiar with that, we'll be sending out emails later this month with more information. Every single week you'll get an email from me through MailChimp. We're revising some of our email strategy so that you guys can get some information rather than always going to Instagram or Facebook or checking your text message. I mean, there's so many ways that you guys can get information. So some people like it through email, some people like it through text message. So email is one of the things that we'll be sending out, and there'll be all kinds of directions on how to get those teachable classes. So welcome, welcome. I see you're all popping in here. I'm gonna add some more clarity. I'm putting clarity on. I love clarity. Helps me think straight. Chris is going, yes. Yeah, so I put this on my forehead, temples, back of my neck. It smells a lot like basil because basil's in here. What else is in here? Rosemary, peppermint, geranium, citrus oils. So again, if you are putting that on your skin and going out in the sunshine, just be mindful of that. But there's jasmine, Roman chamomile, and palmarosa. So good one just to help mental clarity and focus if you need that throughout the day. I know I do with 3 kiddos. So welcome, welcome. My name is Sarah Stutzman, and I'm here to talk to you tonight about the liver. So if you have questions, make sure you use that chat feature, which I'm going to look here, and you can ask all the questions. Hey, Tiff, joining from Georgia. I love that. There's so many people up here in PA. I love to see when I team from like Florida and Ohio and Georgia now, yay. So I am a certified integrative wellness coach. So I love to look at the body as a whole being. Like, we are intricately designed. One system does not function on its own. And so the liver and your hormones are very intricately woven together. And so in order to have healthy hormones, we first need to have a healthy liver. And the liver is this, I'll show you, see if you can see it here. It's like this football shape that kind of sits on the right side of your abdomen, kind of up under your like breast area, and kind of goes back, you know, on the side as well. So it's a very large organ that has, depending on where you look, it could be 200 to up to 500 functions. And one of those functions is creating cholesterol. And cholesterol is one of our, well, it is the main building block of all of our hormones, okay? It's cholesterol, then pregnenolone, DHEA, and they start this cascade of hormones that I'm not even gonna get into because it's just really, really intricate. So we need, sorry, my kids are going crazy. I'm gonna close this window. Hey girls, I'm doing a Zoom, just a reminder. Okay, so yeah, so like 500 functions. Imagine that. And so we need to keep a really, really healthy liver because I'm doing a Zoom. So I've heard my nutritionist say if your liver is not happy, your body is not happy. So you might be having some check engine signals coming up that we're going to talk about. So here are some of the roles that are really important. There's just 5 that I'm going to talk a little bit about tonight. If you want to dive deeper into this, we can have an hour-long coaching session if you need that. So cholesterol, we talked about that. Your liver creates cholesterol, but it also your liver is really main function too is to maintain healthy fat levels in your blood, okay? And cholesterol starts the hormone cascade. If you're having issues with the liver and cholesterol, some of the check engine signals could be weight gain, elevated triglycerides, indications of heart disease. So the weight gain is probably going to be like your one check engine signal. If you're like doing all the things and you're like, I just cannot lose the weight, what is going on, right? That could be one of the check engine signals. The other function, the second function we're going to talk about a little bit is digestion. So your liver it's one of its main functions is to create bile. It creates it, transports it to the gallbladder, okay? And that helps to emulsify all the fats in your system so that you can digest fat. So you can eat an avocado, you can eat salmon, you can eat coconut oil or have some olive oil or butter, and you're not going to have a major reaction to it, okay? So if you're having issues with bile function or liver producing bile, you might have these check engine signals: bloating, constipation, loss of appetite. You could even have stomach cramping as well. When you eat fats, you might have stomach cramping. Okay, that might be an indication of a sluggish liver, not making enough bile to emulsify those fats to send it to the gallbladder. The third, and this is really, really important. Now we're diving deeper, which I'm sure you know this, but your liver is really one of the main functions is to eliminate toxins, okay, from your system. So if your liver is not able to detoxify what's coming through it, here are some check engine signals. Rashes. How many of you have weird rashes, right? They pop up. My youngest daughter is going through this right now, and I'm like I'm analyzing it. I'm like, okay, it could be we got some clothing from a family member and I didn't wash it, and you could smell the laundry soap on it. And it could be that. She ran through the cornfield. I mean, cornfields are sprayed really heavily. They've been running through the cornfield. She had blueberries. It could be a reaction to maybe her body is not responding well to blueberries, and her body just can't get rid of those toxins. So it's throwing these hives and these rashes out. And I'm trying to fix it internally with some natural antihistamines, and then externally to relieve some of the itching, okay? So always be thinking, journaling, writing down your symptoms. How many of you have talked to people that are like, I have this rash, what do you use, right? And yeah, you can topically help it, but in your mind, you have to think, okay, what could be happening internally with the liver? You could have eczema, boils, acne, and that's one of the really big signs. Women that have hormonal acne, it's usually on the chin and the jawline, and even down here you'll get those boils, and that's a really, really big sign. And that's something that I struggled with after my third child. And I'll show you the product that I used that changed my skin and helped me start to move some of those toxins and help my liver. And then itchy, just itchy, it could be rashes that are itchy. So if your body can't eliminate toxins, if your liver can't do that, if it's sluggish, it could show those check engine signals. And I say check engine because our car, the manufacturer creates this little check engine signal, right? For us to know, ooh, something's not right. I need to take it to the shop, right? Well, God created us that way too. He gives us check engine signals. It's like, okay, something, on the inner part of our body isn't working right. We need to be in tune with this, and we need to go to the doctor to the nutritionist, to the chiropractor, wherever you feel comfortable going, or trying to solve it on your own before diving deeper. Blood sugar fluctuations. This is a really, really big one for women, and for our children too. If you have young children and you notice them getting hangry or irritable, moody, meltdowns, if you yourself get this way, if you don't have food every 2 hours and you are like miserable, right? Mood swings, headaches, nauseousness. That's a sign of blood sugar fluctuations. That's a sign that your liver is sluggish, not working correctly. And that can be controlled by diet, which we're going to talk about. But you could have loss of appetite, weakness, hangry, low energy, or even abdominal pain. And then the fifth thing that is really important for the liver to do is filter extra hormones that we don't need. All those mutated ones. They go through that hormone cascade of cholesterol, then pregnenolone, DHEA, and then it creates this hormone cascade that our body uses, right? We need estrogen, we need progesterone, we need all those hormones. But then, you know, as we use them, it's kind of like our exhaust pipe in our car. It kind of goes in, like the gas goes in, the oil goes in, everything is needed to function, and then all the exhaust goes out, right? If that exhaust pipe is blocked, everything's going to back up, right? So if our liver is blocked and clogged and doesn't have proper detox pathways, it gets blocked up. And guess where that estrogen, that extra, and I'm going to talk mainly on estrogen because this seems to be the problem in our culture right now. Estrogen cannot be excreted through, and this is the way it's excreted, urine, sweat, stools, right? So all that has to go through the kidneys as well, right? I mean, to pee it out. So urine, sweat, stool. If it cannot be eliminated, it gets either stuck in our liver or it gets thrown back into our system, and we have what's called estrogen dominance. And you see this, and here are some of these check engine signals, and I talk a lot about that in this book, if you have these check engine signals. Sleep. You cannot sleep at night. You're exhausted during the day. And this could be an adrenal issue too, but it's all interconnected. Exhausted during the day, but can't sleep at night. Or you wake up in the middle of the night. Thoughts race, can't sleep. Just, you know, not good sleep. Mental, emotional instability. Like your emotions are all over the place. If you're still menstruating, you know, that week before your period, you just want to cry or hurt someone, or you don't know what's going on in your body or in your mind. Fibroids, that's another big one. So either uterine fibroids, cysts, breast cysts and fibroids, painful breasts, you know, that week before your period, or maybe even all month long, like it's just so tender. And anytime if your child comes to give you a hug or your husband gives you a hug, it's like, don't touch me, don't touch me, that it's so tender. Irregular periods, you know, lasting really long or really short, or spottiness. And then I already talked about moods, cysts, hot flashes, right? That's another really big one, especially going into menopause. And I know someone asked me to talk about menopause, but if you are in your 30s and 40s right now, get this under control, ladies. Get your liver healthy. Get your diet clean. Get the toxins out, which we're going to dive into next. Because if that is not taken care of, menopause is going to be so much worse. Okay, I've heard this from family members, my own mother, and her struggles. Everything is just 10 times worse when you're going through menopause. Because of all the hormones that are shifting, changing, you know, sensitivities to food is a really, really big one, because when you eat something and your body's going, ooh, that doesn't agree with me, even if it's blueberries or strawberries or something like super healthy, because your liver is so overloaded that it's like, I can't handle one more thing. It sends out a surge of cortisol and adrenaline, and that's what gives you the hot flashes. So get this under control now. And these are the things that I can walk with you and journey with you, because this class is not long enough to talk about that. So I hope you're taking really good notes, and anything that you have questions on, please ask me or message me, and we can set up a time to chat. And that's something I do offer for all of my members. My health coaching services are always 20% off for all my members, if you want to dive really deep into changing lifestyle things, getting clear and becoming in tune, and what that looks like with your body. Okay, so where does this like liver toxicity come from? Because we weren't meant to have an overloaded liver. Like, that's not how God created us. It's really just the abuse of, and I'm not condemning, or anything of anyone. It's just what we don't know, we can't change. And so it's the abuse of just the fast-paced American culture. More, faster, want to live life to the fullest. And that leads us to being so stressed out, and stress is probably the number one thing that we need to get rid of in our life. And how do we do that? We do that by saying no and minimizing the things in our life that don't serve us, okay, which we're going to talk about. But the abuse of fast-paced American culture, which also leads us to the standard American diet, because when we're stressed and when we're constantly going, that leads us to making really poor health choices, isn't it? Because we don't have time to cook dinner. We don't have time to go grocery shopping or meal plan. So we grab something that's fast and convenient. And that a lot of times that has, the over-processed seed oils like canola oil, vegetable oil, that will bog our liver down. They're not healthy fats. Foods that aren't organic, foods that are overly processed, that have a lot of chemicals in them, we reach for those, okay? So that's probably the number one reason that our liver is overloaded, okay? So going through that, making sure you're choosing organic foods. Here are some things that you can do. And when I say, like, I'm gonna list a lot, here's the 3 things I want you to remember, write these 3 things down. Minimize, maximize, prioritize. And from there, then you can choose one thing to minimize, one thing to maximize that I'm going to talk about tonight, one thing to prioritize. Baby steps, ladies. And this is for our guys too, because if our guys' livers are not healthy either, guess what? They can become estrogen dominant too. They can have the same things that we have. They become a little bit more female. They might grow breasts. They might have that breast tissue. Their testosterone gets switched, and the testosterone is then made into estrogen. Okay, so you're gonna have lack of testosterone in your men. So we need to get our men on board too. I know eating healthy for them sometimes isn't the most easiest job for us women to do, and getting our guys to eat healthy. So minimize one thing, maximize, prioritize one thing. And then when you get really good with that and you feel comfortable, then choose something else. Okay, this isn't a week-long thing that you can do and master. It's not a month-long thing. It might not even be a year. This is a lifelong thing that you're going to be, slowly changing. But it's going to get better and better as you do this. Okay, choosing organic. So minimizing, maybe you switched from like non-organic lettuce to organic lettuce. Because if you're choosing non-organic foods, there could be lead, mercury, parabens, over 130 pesticides on those plants, or even in our just food in general, even in our meats too. Make sure you get grass-fed meats. So that's one area that you can minimize and maximize, okay? Kind of goes hand in hand. Is this all making sense? I hope so. I want to keep this as simple as possible so you guys can do this and start allowing your liver to start functioning properly and have healthy hormones. And when I talk about those heavy metals, that's a really, really big one for liver, because your liver cannot detoxify those. They're fat soluble. I mean, well, the liver tries to take our fat soluble toxins and change them into water soluble toxins, toxins to excrete through our pathways. But what happens is it gets thrown into our brain and into our fat cells, and then we have this burden of heavy metals. So making sure that you choose organic. Air pollution, hey, we can't change that, right? But that's one of the things that could be bogging down our liver, the things we breathe in. Tap water. If you have tap water, look into getting a Berkey filter or just going to a local spring. I think you can search your area, you can plug in and search where there's local springs that you can fill up water jugs. So tap water could be contaminated with fluoride, chlorine, and mercury. And those things, again, bog down our liver. Skincare products. Now, I know a lot of you already have switched those things over because you're using, you know, Young Living skincare products that are clean and safe. But those have, again, a lot of estrogen chemicals in them, chemicals that act like estrogen. Household cleaners. Okay, one word. Who can type it? What one cleaner do we have that we can get rid of all the other cleaners? Come on, come on, come on. Yes, THHC for Thieves Household Cleaner. I see it coming up. Okay, easy, easy button, right? All we need is Thieves Household Cleaner, and it makes how many little cleaners to put all around our house, in our car, that our kids can grab, and we know that's safe. So not only is it an easy button, but less clutter in our home. How amazing is that? Because household cleaners, again, they have those chemicals in that act like estrogen. And so our body's trying to filter our own estrogen that it's not using, along with the chemicals that act like estrogen, right? So it's just overloaded. Here's a big one, medications. We don't think about this, but recreational medications like Tylenol, ibuprofen, you know, all those over the counters, and then prescriptions. Our liver has to filter them too, right? And break them down. So we have our oils, right? Instead of grabbing Tylenol or ibuprofen, what do you grab? Type it. What do you put on your temples, back of your neck? There's a few different things that we can choose from, right? I know we all have different things we love. So what do you use when you have a headache? Head tension. I'm seeing peppermint, peppermint, peppermint. Yes, because if you have the premium starter kit, that's what you have. You grab peppermint, all right? If you get it in your eyes just a little bit, it's gonna burn. So make sure you dilute it if you're brand new, right? With some coconut oil, put it on your temples. Put it on your thumb and push it to the roof of your mouth, right? Hold it there and it's gonna help. M-grain is a blend for migraines. And migraines are a signal that there's a hormone imbalance. So be aware of that. Deep relief, absolutely love that one. Spearmint, wintergreen, peppermint, all of those menthol. What about the CBD? Hello, CBD muscle rub is my absolute favorite. I put it on the back of my neck, down the sides of my neck, here on my temples. You're not only getting the menthol, you're getting the CBD, okay? So there, we have tons of things that you can use instead of a headache medicine. Plastics, making sure you're switching to glass so that you're not getting those BPAs. That's another chemical your body has to filter. So one of the things we did that we've been trying to do, slowly those plastic containers just creep into our house, you know, from mother-in-laws and moms that just send home leftovers, right? And we just store them. I don't know why we store those empty yogurt containers. Throw them out. Get a bunch of mason jars and switch over. That could be one of your minimizing and maximizing. Minimize plastics, maximize glass. Look all over your home for where those toxins could be, okay? Your cookware, nonstick pans. Every time you're cooking on nonstick pans, those things, those particles are breaking down and getting into your food. So switch to like cast iron or copper pans, right? Things that are from like our great grandmother's time, right? None of that new stuff. And then lastly, stress. So really prioritizing, and that's where prioritizing comes in. Prioritize you. Prioritize that white space. When you're looking at your calendar and it is all marked up, What can you say no to? Prioritize rest, prioritize white space. And it's okay to say to a family member, no, thank you, this weekend isn't good. You don't have to give any explanation. You don't have to tell them why you can't make a family gathering or why you can't make a play date. Hey, that's not their business. Just say, no, our schedule, is full. That's all you have to say. You don't have to say why, right? So prioritizing rest, making sure you're going to bed on time, making sure you're getting enough water, making sure you're getting enough sunlight, putting those bare feet in the ground and ground yourself for 20 minutes, making sure you're getting walks in. That's prioritizing you, making sure you're having time with your children, like intentional time sitting and reading or with any other loved one. So those three things: minimize, maximize, prioritize. Keep that. You can even write that, put it on like your refrigerator, put it somewhere where you can see it so you remember, because those things are eventually going to help your liver be able to breathe and your hormones to be able to function. A lot of times when women say that they give me all these symptoms and I'm like, ooh, it sounds like estrogen dominance. So it could be either an estrogen dominance issue where, you're producing too much, you have too much coming in, or it could be the detox pathways. And I'm going to leave you with this. Actually, no, we're not done yet. Your body has two liver pathways. It's getting hot as hanging here. So I'm going to turn the air conditioner on. Let me know if you can still hear me. Can you hear me? Or is it kind of, okay, good, because it's kind of loud. Two detox pathways. Most of us go through the first pathway. We need key nutrients for our liver to be able to detox. There's all different kinds of names: methylate, sulfonication. I can't even say them all. There's all these medical terms. There's like different pathways, but we need key nutrients to start filtering those toxins, to start filtering any extra estrogen, to start filtering any medication, all those things that come in that the liver has to do. We need key nutrients. And here's some of the key nutrients that we need for phase 1. And I'm not even going to say them all because some of them are just like, what does that mean? It's like a medical term. B vitamins. B vitamins are really, really essential, especially if you're a super stressed person. Whether you are going, like stressed because you're constantly doing something or have something on your schedule, or you're stressed because you hold things in your mental space. I know I can weed everything out of my schedule, but I can't up here. Your body doesn't lie. Like if you're that person that you always have something going in your mind, you could still be stressed, right? You could just learn to manage it really well. B vitamins are always depleted if you're a stressed person. So you can get those through food, but it's really important that we supplement because our food just doesn't have enough. So Young Living has Super B, right? Who takes Super B? Who loves Super B? I know, Denise, you do. Yeah. And the difference between Young Living supplements compared to what's on the market is that they are infused with essential oils. So that means the nutrients are going to drive into your cells faster and you're going to get more absorption. This is how Gary Young started. Gary Young started with putting essential oils in his supplements that he was taking. He didn't start with essential oils. He was experimenting. He was creating supplements to help his own ailments. And then he discovered essential oils and he's like, what if I put oils in my supplements? And that's how it started. So that's the magnificent thing of it. So you have nutmeg in here. It supports your adrenal glands, supports your thyroid, supports overall mood, energy levels. If you are like done by 2 o'clock, take some Super B in the morning. I say start with 1 because it really accentuates your methylation process, all those detox pathways. And so if you start detoxing super fast, it's not going to look pretty. You might get headaches, you might get nauseousness. So start with, some people are really sensitive. If you're sensitive, take half of a tablet and then work your way up. So B vitamins. Glutathione. Glutathione is your master antioxidant. You have all these antioxidants that you can get, but your body creates glutathione. You can take glutathione. I mean, you can take a supplement. I know people, companies sell like glutathione that you can put on like your skin, or you can take it under your tongue. But this is how I got rid of my hormonal acne. This is how I help my mood. Sulfurzyme. Denise is going, yeah. Sulfurzyme, you're getting MSM. And sulfur foods, like cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, kale, cauliflower, those are amazing to help with detoxification, to help, it's a building block to glutathione. So MSM is a building block to creating glutathione, which is your master antioxidant to help with phase 1 detoxification. And so as soon as I started taking sulfurzyme, and I know when I don't take it, because I'll have like a boil pop up, I'll start getting acne. I take this every day. I take the powder form in my water. I love it with apple cider vinegar. I do like the taste of it. There is the capsule form too, if you just want to take a capsule. But that is really, really important for phase 1 detoxification, to be a building block to glutathione. And again, I talk about nutrients too. So making sure you're eating broccoli, cauliflower, slightly steamed, never raw. I know this might be a shocker, but cruciferous vegetables need to be cooked. Kale, cauliflower, cabbage, even maca root. You might hear that being used for hormones. Maca is a cruciferous root vegetable, but they are goitrogenic, and so they will block iodine absorption in your thyroid, and you'll start to get a goiter on your thyroid. So you need to release those goitrogens in those foods so your body can uptake iodine, and your body can utilize the nutrients. So lightly steamed, and you can eat those things as much as you want then. Okay. Okay. Phase 2. This is what happens. Your body goes through phase 1. Your liver goes through phase 1. And then it's like this intermediate like metabolism phase. And that's where we get stuck. We have our toxins go here and they get stuck because you don't have enough nutrients in the second phase. You don't have the right nutrients to pull those other toxins through to finish the process. All right? I'm trying to think if I have any kind of symbolism there for you guys, and I just can't think offhand. I wish I did. But in that intermediate phase is where our toxins get stuck. And guess what? We have oxidization. We have free radicals happening. Toxins get thrown back into our system. The liver's like, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? I don't know where to go with it, right? It gets thrown back into our bloodstream. And then can reside in our brain and in other areas. So we need these key nutrients. We need magnesium. B5 and B12. So once again, making sure you're getting your B vitamins. Vitamin C. So I always say vitamin C is not just for when you're in like the flu and cold season or COVID season, or, it's for all seasons because our body needs vitamin C for healthy joints, healthy cell replication, detoxification. We need amino acids too. Young Living, and I don't have it out here. Young Living has a whole amino acid blend. It's just a powder you put in your water, but so many people think you take medium chain amino acids. Is that right? It's like such a big word. Just for after you're working out, but you need amino acids for that phase 2. So amino-wise is great to take daily if you know you have a bogged down liver. That way you're getting your amino acids. Again, sulfurzyme, because you need glutathione for that second phase. And then choline. And choline is found in multigreens. It's also found in some of your targeted support for the liver. Young Living has some targeted support. Anything with Juva, if you're looking at their supplements, Juva Power, Juva Tone, Anything with Juva means liver when you're looking at the supplements. Okay, so that's if you need targeted support, and that's something I feel like I can work with you for like a definite plan of attack. If you've gone and you, okay, Sarah, I put my B vitamins in, I'm taking my sulfurzyme, I'm not really seeing a difference. If it's been a couple months and you're like, I haven't seen a difference, then we'll look at some targeted support. Any questions so far? Yes, Denise. The sulfurzyme is a prebiotic powder too. So probiotics are awesome as well. I mean, again, that helps with digestion, and every system is connected, right? Digestive enzymes. We are born with a reserve of enzymes. And as we age, those enzymes get depleted. But we need enzymes for digestion. We need them for hormone synthesis. We need them for liver detoxification. We need them to wake up in the morning, to go to sleep at night. Our body runs on enzymes. And something as simple as taking an enzyme could change your mood. It could change your energy levels. It could change the way that you metabolize. All your toxins in your body metabolize your hormones. I know I usually start out with essential zyme for folks that are like, I am having acid reflux. I'm having all these issues because you need efficient stomach acid. And people will just take those proton pump inhibitors. They'll take over the counters to just stop the stomach acid, and that's not the issue. You need enzymes. And enzymes, it's all interconnected, and I feel like I'm going really deep here. But you need sufficient stomach acid for a healthy liver too, okay? All interconnected. The last thing I'm gonna leave you with, and I've done videos on this on Facebook, and let me know, I can tag you, message me, but castor oil packs. Castor oil is a fatty oil that helps just pull toxins. So what I do is I grab, it's kind of messy, but I grab a wool, organic wool, like a piece of wool. It's really long. You can get them on Amazon from Heritage Store. I'm going to write that down here. I can't spell Heritage. There it is. And make sure it's organic, hexane free. You soak your wool fabric, and you, in your castor oil, I put Juva Cleanse in there. It's an oil that helps cleanse the liver. I put it on my liver, and I know some of you in here do that as well. Put it on your liver and set it there for an hour. Start with 20 minutes, work up to an hour. You can sit back, relax, get a cup of tea, and start reading, and just let your liver start to help. You know, it helps detoxify, helps your lymphatic system. You can wrap yourself with saran wrap or like gauze bandages if you want to walk around, but castor oil packs are an amazing support to the liver too. All right. We talked about a lot tonight, so let me recap. Maximize, minimize, prioritize. Maximize nutrients, minimize toxins, prioritize sleep, rest, stress. Okay. And then making sure you're getting your supplements. We can't get everything in food. B vitamins for healthy detoxification, healthy hormones. That would be like number one, B vitamins. Sulfurzyme, your MSM, to help build that, it's a building block to glutathione. It helps with liver detoxification, phase 1, phase 2. B vitamins help with phase 1, phase 2. Multigreens. Again, this has choline in it, and it has some other, you know, green properties in it. Bee pollen, barley, spirulina, alfalfa. Then it has essential oils in there as well to get the nutrients in there. So that'll help with that phase 2, phase 1 and phase 2. Mainly phase 2, detoxification. Digestive enzymes for all functions in your body, all functions, okay? That is where I would start, okay? Don't start with all those supplements. Start with one supplement. And then in another month or another couple weeks, try another one, okay? What are your questions? Okay, Connie, do you do phase one for a certain amount of time and then do phase two? Well, I'm not, your liver is doing that. But as far as the supplements go, I would work on starting with B vitamins, right? If you've already started taking B vitamins, then try something else. Add something else in, sulfurzyme, okay? Then you can add in multigreens, okay? But all the while, you're making sure you're ridding your body of toxins, like getting rid of the BPA, getting rid of the mercury, getting rid of, switching to organic food. So it's a little bit of a juggle, right? But I know you can do it. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Always maximize, minimize, prioritize, right? All right, so if you are needing some more support, that's where I can help you. Let me know. And we can make a plan. We can dive deeper into this. If you're not yet a Young Living member, I can help you create like a custom package. If you're like, okay, well, the oils are amazing at getting toxins out because you can clean with them. You can diffuse, get rid of candles. That's a great way to start minimizing toxins in your home. But we can definitely create something else, okay, for you if you'd rather look at the nutritional end of things. Jody says, what do you minimize? Okay, you minimize toxins in your home. Let me look at my list here. Where did I put it? There we go. Water, making sure that you have good water, that it's not tap water. Look for spring water. Research Berkey filters. Skincare, cleaning products, those things that could have toxins in them. Those are the things that you would minimize. Anything that's going to bog down the liver. Foods that could bog down the liver. Switching from canola oil to olive oil is big, or canola oil to coconut oil, And if you have more questions on that, Jody, I will definitely walk you through that because I know it's kind of like, oh my goodness, that's a big, huge, topic as well, like all the oils and food, food's another big topic. Where was I? Oh, if you are a member and you're not on Essential Rewards yet, that's a way to save and get all your supplements to your door. You get money back. Amazon doesn't give you money back, or at least doesn't give you 20% back. I think it's like 5%, right? Am I correct? I know it's a really little portion, right? Your health food store doesn't give you money back when you go shop and get your supplements there. You can get all your supplements at Young Living. You can get all your cleaning supplies. You can get all your makeup, your beauty lotions, and all your beauty care products. One place and get money back and save when you use Essential Rewards. Oh, good, Jody. Okay, well, constantly be searching. Search, think in your mind, okay, this is clean, this is clean, this is clean. Ooh, for me, it was switching, and I'm going to go there, it was switching my sanitary products, going from chemical tampons to organic cotton tampons, organic undergarments. These are the things, like, we really have to dig deep and look at where those chemicals are coming from. It could make us crazy, so don't stress yourself out. But if you are having issues, then you definitely need to dig deep and see where the root cause is coming from, okay? And again, I can help you figure that out. We can investigate all of that. So I so appreciate you all joining tonight. I will put a link in our Facebook event to fill out a Google form, and I'll pick 2 winners by tomorrow night to get the Intune hormone book, one of them from me. And again, I do have the digital copy on our Teachable classroom too. So thank you so much. If you have any more questions, reach out to me. I'd love to help you all. I geek out on this stuff. So don't ever feel bad messaging me.
I love it. If I don't get back to you in like a day or two, just because I have kids and my mind is all over the place, you can always reach out again. I don't mind it. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thanks so much for joining. Take care.